Hello, so I wanted to do a short video today on my top 3 recommended supplements for general health and well-being. The first one I'd like to talk about is fish oils. So fish oils are obviously high in EPA and DHA, and if you're not already consuming those in part of your daily diet or weekly diet, then obviously it's very important to have those introduced or supplemented into your diet to ensure you're getting enough of them. Obviously if you're plant-based or vegetarian, or you're not consuming a lot of fish, or you just prefer not to eat fish, then I highly recommend supplementing it in. But obviously if you are consuming adequate amounts of fish during the week, you probably don't need as much. As I say, for plant-based individuals, you'll probably want to be choosing an algae-based EPA and DHA sourced supplement. So that is available to you if you prefer not to have that fish oil capsule. The benefits with taking fish oils are it's been known to reduce inflammation, it has cardiovascular benefits, it may increase strength and size gains, it can also, or it may also improve fat loss. So there's some of the benefits associated with fish oils, and as I said, that recommendation is based off if you're not already consuming adequate amounts of fish in your diet. My second recommendation in my top 3 supplements is vitamin D. Now, vitamin D is synthesized within the body when the skin is exposed to sunlight. We get very, very small amounts from our diet, some from milk and eggs, for instance. So you can quite clearly see individuals that are limiting those foods out of their diet. They're purely plant-based or vegetarian, or just have that preference not to have those foods. You're already reducing the amount of vitamin D you're getting weekly and daily. So it's very important to have vitamin D because it's integral for improving your immune health, your immune system. It's also important to improving your bone health and supporting the absorption of calcium. So you can see how that would be vitally important as you get older, especially in women going through post-menopause. So bone health is integral after that period. So ensuring those sort of specialist groups are getting adequate amounts of vitamin D. Obviously, dosage wise, there's kind of a global range of 2,500 IU to 4,000 IU daily. But it's best to always try, if you can, to get blood work done regularly to see where your levels are at, because it's going to fluctuate throughout the year due to obviously the winter months when you're going to be clothed up more. Your ability to absorb sunlight during the day is going to be limited because obviously the hours of the day you're in the office, for instance. So it's really, really important to make sure you're getting adequate amounts of vitamin D. It's so important for your immune health and obviously all those other factors I mentioned. The third supplement I'd like to recommend is creatine monohydrate. Creatine is already in the muscle cells. It's already part of an energy system that you use when training, when exercising. There's limited amounts of it in your body, so it's beneficial in terms of strength and size when you're training. It improves your muscular endurance, increases your glycogen storage. It's also been sort of shown to have some improvements in cognitive function, so looking at probably pre-elderly or older generations, so it could improve there. It is one of the most evidence-based supplements on the market. So they would be my top 3 recommendations in terms of taking supplements for improvement of general health and well-being. Going back to creatine in terms of dosage, there are areas where you can load, so you can have a higher load for a week period, let's say of 10 grams per day, and then reduce it down to a daily dose. I don't really suggest doing a loading phase. I'd probably stick with a daily dose, 1, because it's easier to remember, and 2, it would be easier just to maintain that daily habit going forward instead of trying to do one thing for 1 week and then moving to another. And the only other additional thing I'd like to add to my recommended supplements is one, it's not as evidence-based, there's not much behind it in terms of evidence, of scientific evidence, but it would be just a general multivitamin. There's not much evidence to say it's not useful, but at the same time, there's not much evidence to suggest it has a massive impact. But for me, for such a low cost item, it just makes sense to have that in my daily routine. It ensures I am hopefully getting those nutrients into my diet if I'm not consuming adequate amounts of nutrients from my food. So I have one bad busy day where I'm not able to get kind of all the green vegetables I would prefer to on a normal day. It just ensures, in my terms, to get those nutrients in. But yeah, they're the top 3 recommendations that I provide to all my clients for general health and well-being. There are exceptions to specific goals for individuals, but if you'd like more help or advice with that, I'm more than happy to do so. Just drop me a message or a comment, and I'll get back to you and offer as much advice as I can. But yeah, hope you find that helpful, and give us a like. Cheers.